Yo, welcome back. So again, I'm going to be back testing another week of DXY and eurusd. Recently, I've been learning like a few more tips on price with order flow and just generally order flow and price not really giving a fuck about fair value gaps. Obviously, fair value gaps are like a good key and they do help with retracements get a better risk to reward, etc. But I'm gonna try this out a bit more with just watching daily order flow and not really caring as much about lower time frame, like hourly. Like obviously I care about hourly and you can get a better entry, but all I do is really care about order flow. But let's go to the weekly first. So weekly, I've marked this up before, we swept very big weekly lows here. Yeah, these weekly lows, swept these lows, very big key of liquidity here. We've got a very nice reaction off this wick, and price seems to be pushing up a little bit further, and hopefully we can catch a nice little trade into this weekly fair value gap. Yeah, so let's go to daily. Again, daily has come into this fair value gap, pushed up. I think this is the end of Monday. Let me just go to 4 hour. Yeah, it's like 5 o'clock on a Monday. But genuinely, you could even enter now. Let's see what risk to reward is, because I kind of like this trade. I like how we've pushed into the weekly. We've got to push very far into it. This liquidity pushed higher, and now it looks like we've got a few couple weeks of very nice price action. But I think we've also tapped this weekly fair value gap, so we've got to be very cautious of that as well. But I think news will help us determine where price wants to go here. So Monday we had PMI. Let's see what PMI did. 4 hour. 3 PM. Around here, PMI pushed higher, so could give us a narrative that we want to retest this area maybe. But yeah, let me see if there's any key areas. But honestly, this candle is from PMI. Is it PMI? Yeah, PMI. So PMI's pushed higher. This looks like a very big wick of manipulation here from the last Friday. So yeah, I think we can push higher into this and retest this weekly fair value gap again. But I'd maybe like to play into Tuesday a little bit, but also you don't really want to miss the move. And I kind of like this position, so let's go back onto daily again. Obviously I'm not entering a position on DXY, I'm just showing you. You could have this as daily low and price, well, weekly low, and price push it off this. And for me, a 1.5 risk to reward is not bad at all. Risking 2%, that is still a very nice trade. You're getting nearly 3% off that trade, which in my opinion is very nice. But let's see what news drivers we have for the rest of the week first. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, FOMC, so we could maybe chop till FOMC, because that is a very big driver. GBP news, not really relevant. Unemployment claims, and obviously Trump to ruin everything. Yeah, so Thursday we've got President Trump and unemployment claims, and Friday nothing relevant as well. I think GBP news can have a little effect on euro, but not much at all. And I think that's just because of EG. But in my opinion, this is a very nice low of the week on a Monday type play into the weekly fair value gap. So let's see how this plays out. Obviously I'm not entering on DXY, I need to go to euro. do a bit of framework on euro. Again, manipulated into this daily fair value gap. I like this play. Let's get the weekly first. Thing is, on euro, it doesn't look like the range is that big, which is a bit of shit. But swept this weekly, swept these ages ago. So I think, and massive manipulation wick. So I think we see how much pips is that. Quite a nice little range actually. So see what risk to reward we get on here. Move this back up here. Thing is, that's only a 1.18, so I'd maybe like to see a bit of a retrace before we enter. Yeah, like that is, you do not really want to be taking that deal. So I think we let a bit of more of Monday play out. Let's go 4 hour. Like, this is the only time where I think fair value gaps kind of help. But yeah, let's see. Check hourly as well. Like, we've come into a fair value gap hourly, so if we could maybe push a little bit higher. Like, we're getting a 1.5 there, which is a nice little risk to reward. So see if we even miss the move, because there's no point of shooting a 1.18 RR. Like, what's the point of really risking your capital on that? So see if we miss the move, or see if we can catch a nice little retracement. But the price moves down. Right. Again, we could have maybe got a nice entry there, but let's see what price does. Whereabouts are we? 5 in the morning, so Asian session is coming up soon. Wick into here. Price could. Let's go back onto daily again, because I like checking the daily time frame now. Gives me more like narrative and what looks better, but this is looking like a nice little risk to reward. And yeah, fucking hell, it's loud. Personally, I like this. Let me go over the framework again, because it's always nice to double check. So prices swept on DXY as well, swept weekly highs. So we're buying DXY. So it's on DXY, it's swept lows, weekly lows, and maybe trading into this weekly fair value gap. Let's see what DXY looks like in the daily as well. Like, for me, this is like decent confirmation that I think we can push higher. But like I was saying, like, I've been liking just going on daily now and looking at order flow instead of going down to the 1 hour and trying to find every invalidation and every push past the fair value gap. Like, because banks don't really care about fair value gaps. Obviously, it's nice to get them to get a little retracement and sweep out more liquidity, but I like this trade. But win or lose, I like the idea, and yeah, let's see how it plays out. Daily highs here, 1.6. 3%, 2% risk. So see how we're reacting to Asian session. Got a really nice displacement there. Wicking into this fair value gap. But again, like, this is why my stop loss is here, because I'm not waiting for every fair value gap, like I was saying with order flow again. But let's see 4 hour. Like, it's looking a bit choppy, but with how order flow's been going, I like this trade, so I'm just gonna see how it plays out. And we've been wicked out there, but let's see how this carries on through the week. And obviously this is literally just back testing and learning. So cheers. Tuesday 5 o'clock. I think Wednesday we have FOMC, so maybe that could let us help the narrative for the rest of the week on Thursday. I feel like we're just chopping. I think that's FOMC. It's 5 o'clock on there. 7 o'clock there. There's FOMC. So our bias could be right there, but just because, like, probably on a normal week, to avoid that loss, we could just wait for FOMC, which is probably a very valid thing to do, because I know price is like, it chops normally before FOMC. Like, we've got that nice manipulation wick, and like off that manipulation you could catch kind of like a high of the weekish trade, and like you've caught a very nice trade here. But let's see what price does. Like off there, here, this retracement, if I didn't skip through, price gave us that retracement and then carried on back down. There you go, bam. So my overall weekly bias was right, but on a normal week, this is why backtesting is good, because it helps you collect data, like avoiding that loss of FOMC. Like, just wait for FOMC on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Oh wait, I've skipped through a few. What the fuck am I doing here? 5th of May, Wednesday, FOMC. Yeah, right, so normally wait for FOMC, FOMC manipulates, and this is why backtesting is good, because we can collect data and see how price reacts during these moments. Like, FOMC is, where's FOMC? Wednesday. Like, we've got that FOMC wick here, manipulated all this liquidity, this line liquidity here, and then pushed back down, and our weekly bias is right. So overall, like, a very nice week, really nice week. So